Hey y'all, it's Megan from Mother Hen's Homestead here. I just wanted to jump on to quickly talk a little bit about spring foraging. So I have a spring foraging workshop going on at the homestead this Sunday, or no, not Sunday, Saturday, sorry. But I figured I'd talk a little bit about one common spring forageable for you all to give you a little teaser. So before we get started about talking about the herb we're going to focus on, I just wanted to talk a little bit about common foraging practices that everybody should sort of uphold. So it's always important to be aware of where the things that you're trying to forage are growing. Are they being grown with pesticides? Is their dogs frequently urinating or pooping near them? Is there, other factors like that? Is it close to a roadway that's constantly getting pollutants from cars driving by? Those sort of things. But also when we're thinking about foraging, it's also important to sort of think about getting permission maybe to use land if you don't have your own land to forage. It's hard to kind of discern online sometimes whether or not foraging is allowed in a particular part of woods that are open to the public. Generally, conservation lands are they don't allow foraging or allow foraging for different things at different times. And you obviously want to be aware of whether or not what you're trying to forage is endangered in any way. And always think about the sustainable foraging practices when foraging. So you never really want to take more than 30% of the plant. You want to save some for wildlife and save some for the plant to actually rejuvenate itself in general. So I'm going to switch over so we can look at the plants that we're actually going to be talking about. I guess I can't do that now that it's recording. So I will flip the phone over to have you guys look. So today we are going to be talking about violet, this sweet little purple flower. So violet is an amazing herb that everybody probably has growing in their lawns or somewhere. They come in different colors. Sometimes you'll see white ones as well with a little purple center. But one great characteristic of violets is its heart-shaped toothed leaves, right? So it looks just like a heart, and the edging is very serrated and toothed, right? So these are the flowers. So all of the parts of the violet are edible and used medicinally. So these flowers are actually not their true flowers. They are false flowers. And then later on in the year, they have smaller flowers that grow further down that are the same color as the leaves, and they're more camouflaged. Those are actually the true flowers. So when we're thinking about harvesting violets, we don't have to worry about, saving all of the harvesting all of the flowers, So like you could harvest all of these flowers and not worry that this plant's not going to propagate itself. Not only do these flowers not produce the seeds for the plant because they're false flowers, but they also spread via underground rhizomes. And that's usually how they end up taking over gardens. If you can see, they're kind of everywhere over here. They plant themselves. I kind of have been fighting them for years before I realized their value. And would yank them out because I'm like, come on, violets, I don't need that many of you. You're hogging the whole space. But now that I've recognized how useful they are, I keep them. So often people can these. They candy them, so you can coat them in sugar, and they can be candied and eaten on like sweet treats and confections. That's one way a lot of people use them. You can make a violet infused syrup that will turn kind of purplish blue. So the leaves and the flowers can be eaten in salads. The fresher, more recent leaves, like this one, is a little bit more tender and will taste a lot better in a salad. These ones that are older can kind of be a little chewy. So as far as some medicinal properties to the violet, so violet is a cooling, that's its energetic is cooling. It's moistening, so it helps to provide moisture to us. It has mucilaginous qualities, particularly the rhizomes, the little roots. They're quite mucilaginous in quality. So they're great for cold and flu season because they help to not only coat with their mucilaginous properties and their moisture tendency. It's great for like dry coughs, those kind of hacking coughs. Helps to like not only coat, but helps to get all that gunk out. So that's one great thing that everybody should probably know about violets. Yeah. So anyways, a little bit of tidbit about violet. I'm not going to get too into depth about it, but if you're interested in learning more about violet and other herbs, definitely check out some of my upcoming workshops. Not only do I talk about violet in this foraging workshop that's coming up, I also talk about it a lot just generally because it's a great herb. Particularly this time of the year, it helps to move lymph around in the body. It acts as a blood purifier and such. And yeah, it's an all-around useful, great, and super common herb that pretty much everybody has growing around where they live. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this quick little tidbit about violets.